Good evening. Good morning. I'm here again with my good friend Confucius behind me. I asked ChatGPT this morning just to make sure that it actually was Confucius, and it is. Um, and also, they translated some of the text, which says, "Portrait of the supreme sage and first teacher, Confucius, teaching." So, yeah. Anyway, good morning. Good evening. I am Beth Reeves. I am a care manager currently living in China. Oh, hey, Bloom. Bloom says, "You're in one place for more than one day. Yay." I know. I was actually thinking about that. I was like, I was having two hankerings yesterday. One is that there's a friend here who has this incredible computer setup, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. You have a monitor. You had three monitors. I was like, oh, that's so nice. And then I was also thinking about you and how you have this beautiful setup and you're in the same place every day. Maybe the light changes, maybe there's a ladybug, but someday. But I do think, like, if I ever get to the point where, like, I can have a monitor, that'll be like a signal to me that, I have arrived. I have a home. I have arrived. Um, yeah, actually, my friend here, he told me about another city, which I had on my list. But then I kind of dropped off a little bit, but now I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna bring it back on. It's called Kunming, and I had it on my list because it's known for having great weather. It's very temperate climate all year round. You don't need air conditioning or heat there. They don't even have air conditioners because they don't need them. And it's kind of kind of closer to the Hainan part of China, which is like south of here. And it has some influence from like Vietnam, and it also has some French influence. And so it has cafes, which I like. So, and it's a smaller town. And I think that's why I had it fall off my list. I just kind of thought, oh, I don't know if it'll be, if it's too out of the way or whatever. I kind of don't want, actually, one of the criteria, there's a site called Nomads. Hey, Jelly Bean. Totally off topic at the moment. But there's a site called nomads.com, which it's really great. Anybody can go there and you can look at all different cities around the world and you can see all these different criteria. You can see cost of living, you can see weather, you can see, is it safe for women? Is it have bugs? Is it, like you can have all these different criteria. Um, but one of the criteria that I just saw this week is whether there's a Zara in the city or not. And I was like, that's not a totally bad criteria to have, because if there's a Zara, you know that, it's a certain level of modernity, I guess, westernization. A Zara, the store, the Spanish store, Zara, clothing store, Zara. Maybe that's me. It's the budget chain, Zara. Yeah, the clothes store. Yeah, yeah. So that's one of the criteria you can put as you're looking for places around the world is you can put, does it have a Zara? Isn't that funny? Oh, yeah. So anyway, Kunming is now back on my radar. Not for anything immediate, because first thing is to get a job and work and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go where the work is, but yeah, it's back on my radar. Anyway, so today's health day, and I'm going to talk about facials. So I don't know if many people realize, people when they think of facials, they always think of Korea, of course, which is amazing. Skincare, it's known for that. And then Japan, of course, also. People don't often think of China, but it is a place for facials. And I've had a few now. Um, they're not expensive. I mean, there's usually specials and stuff. So the ones I've had are been about $30 for a facial, and that's an hour, a little more than an hour usually. Um, and there were two that I really liked. The one I just got, which was one I'm going to most talk about today, and then one that I received before, where they use just different techniques that I'd never had. And again, I haven't had a lot of facials, so I don't know if it's that unusual because I can't really afford them in the US. So, but but the one that the first one that I had, they did like a water hydration, power water thing where they have these little water jets and the water goes, so it's like pushing the water, I think, into your skin. And then, they just go back and forth between like the massage and the lotion and the water and yeah, it's just really nice. Um, and I don't have pictures because I thought it would be really funny if I could get some video or something, especially when she was doing the massage that I'm going to talk about. But, of course, I'm there like in my face mat, whatever. So I couldn't film. I wasn't set up. So you'll have to just imagine with me. Um, but yeah, so the one that I just had, oh, let me see if there's any. Okay. So the one that I just had, it was more of a traditional Chinese facial, which is why I want to talk about it. And it was a lymphatic draining facial. So you know, the skin is very much connected to our lymph system. And so they believe that, and they feel like you can't just use materials on the face if you don't get the toxins out of the system. So the facials are often connected with doing a lymphatic massage. So that's what I received. And I didn't know it because, when I go into these places, they'll have the price list, it's all in Chinese. And even if I translate the Chinese, it doesn't necessarily tell me that much. So, like, I saw this price list, and none of the things on the list and it said anything about a face, So I kept saying, I want face, face. And they were like, yes, all of these. And I was like, okay. And I'm reading it and I'm like, but face? And they were like, yes, all of these. I'm like, okay, let's do one. So, so I wasn't quite sure, but like they did say like body and shoulders and this and that. So I guess, you could, maybe they are ones that do a massage that's further down body to remove both toxins, but it's still also the face. Anyway, I did one of the cheaper ones, and it was just head and neck, and it kind of went down into my the lymphs under the arms, but she didn't really like massage under my arms. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but she didn't. She just like was starting up here and then like going down and ending down here. So I'm going to show you a little picture of I just found an infographic we can look at. And I'm going to show you also the massage because I thought this would be a really fun thing to teach to do because it's, something you could do with a friend or a partner. It's very relaxing and very healing, but it's not like, it doesn't have to be like a, no clothes removed or whatever. It's just your head. So, we could do this with anyone. We can do this for each other, you know. So yeah. So let's see. Let me first read about the lymphatic system a little bit. Okay, so in case you don't know, um, the lymphatic system is part of our waste removal and immune system. And lymph is actually a clear fluid. I didn't actually know that. I thought lymphs were just the actual things in our bodies, lymph nodes, right? That's what I always think of. But lymph is actually the product. It's this clear fluid. And that fluid carries the waste products, proteins, and immune cells. But unlike the blood, the lymphatic system does not have a pump. So, like our blood is pumped with our heart, but the lymph system doesn't have a pump. So, we need to move our body, muscle movement, manual pressure, and then our breath all helps to move our lymph. So, that's why these things are so detoxifying and healing, and why when we talked about saunas as well, right? Those are helping to clean our lymph. Um, so, the lymph nodes, these things, and then under our arms and all different parts of our body, behind the ears, in our neck, behind the ears, we have some in our collarbone here, and then the jawline. So that's why the facial treatments often focus in those areas. So the lymph nodes act like filters. They trap bacteria and viruses and waste. And then when we get the massage, it helps to move the fluid through the system more efficiently. Now, I'm curious how, like, if it's in the lymph node, then how does it get out? Let's see. The goal is not literally to squeeze the toxins out, but by stimulating the circulation of the lymph fluid, the body can process the waste more fluid. Oh, it goes through the liver and the kidneys. So it's just helping the liver and the kidneys to process better. Um, so the facial lymphatic massage may help reduce puffiness and fluid retention, especially around the eyes and the jaw. I did that backwards. The eyes and the jaw. Um, it can reduce inflammation and swelling, stimulate blood circulation, and promote deep relaxation because it's slow rhythmic movement. And it is considered part of a holistic facial care in Eastern Asia and Europe rather than just cosmetic. So it's a healing technique, not just for beauty. Um, let's see. And it's very closely connected to the rest of the body's lymphatic network, which drains down toward the collarbone area. And she did use rollers. It says sometimes they use rollers, and I wanted to take a look and see what it was, but I couldn't. And then I forgot once I was free to move, I forgot to ask. But it did feel like she had a roller that she used, like a jade roller or something. Um, okay, so now I guess yeah, the key thing here is just emphasizing that beauty techniques um, are also healing and are connected to our health. And uh, so and vice versa, our health can also of course affect our beauty. Um, so we can, if we see like I have dark circles under my eyes. I've had them for pretty much my whole life. Or if we have, saggy skin, if our hair is being weird, like mine was a couple days ago, if there are things like this that are visible things and we might not like them, they're also telling us something about maybe our diet or about our need for detoxification or exercise or whatever. And likewise, having these treatments, whether we do them for ourselves or for our friends or go and get them done, they are also self-care. It's part of taking care of our health. It helps our body because again, the lymph, like it can't do this on its own. It doesn't pump, nothing pumps it. So we have to either get the circulation and massage, or we need to exercise, or we need to go to a sauna, we need to do breathing techniques, right? Something to help it out. All right. Well, let's see, share my little diagram and we'll do the massage because it really did feel good. And I was like, oh, this would be a great thing to do. So I'm just going to share. Um, I thought this was kind of good. Let's see if you guys are seeing it. Yeah. And I'll put the website that I'm looking at, I'll put that in the comments because I thought this was a very nice diagram. So, so it was, it was gentle, but you do pull. And the key places you have are here, the cheekbones, massage the cheeks in the cheeks to forehead. Yeah. Massage away across forehead. Yeah. Oh, I missed the first step. Massage from chin to temples. So that was this one. Yeah, I'm just going up. And again, there's lymphs here. Like, I guess that makes sense. Like I always think of the lymphs being here, like lower, but I guess there's also like up here in the jaw. Like you can kind of feel if you press at the edge of your jaw where it turns, you can feel that. And then behind the ear, like you can kind of feel. Um, and then here, and then the sides, and then around the mouth, down the chin, then up the side of the jaw to the temple, and then the back of the neck. And I think, just even like taking, like the wide hands, and I don't know if you all do this for yourself or if you have given the person head massage or not, but it's a very simple, just have someone if you have your friend or your partner or whatever, and like they lie down and put their head in your lap, and you can really it's just so relaxing. It's a really lovely, I think, way to help someone de-stress. That and feet massages, right? Head massages and feet massages are so awesome. So anyway, I think if you just have the wide hands, you can put the thumbs kind of at the base, and you can see if you and kind of grab and just kind of like just moving around like that, moving that cranial fluid around can feel so good. And the top of the head, like the top of the crown, is also very good for waking up. So if you're feeling sleepy, just tapping at the top of your head can be very good for just waking up, and tapping all the way around. Oh, I have my headphones in. I don't know if that was really loud. It's like echo, echo. I'm sorry if that was really loud. I forgot about that. Well, anyway, um, yeah. So then I think doing that, and then these key spots, the temples. Oh, I was going to read about the different places and what they do. I have that. Okay. So the temples can relieve headaches and eye strain. The base of the skull, so the one where I was just having my thumbs, that also is a common place where tension can accumulate. So that's very good for releasing tension. Behind the ears is very good for lymphatic drainage. And again, you can just do this, like I do this when I'm just sitting on the subway or something. The jaw muscles along the back of the jaw um, often are tight from stress. So that's what, like, again, if we do jaw clenching and stuff like that's going to show up here. But even without that, it often feels tight there. The sides of the neck, doesn't say what that one does. The the front the front of the ears, so right in front here. What does that one do? Also jaw tension. So that's here. Um, and then the top center of the head, I just mentioned. Forehead also does eye tension and facial tension. And then just the gentle kneading that I was doing is increasing circulation and relaxation all around. Um, and then in the neck, you can do small circles to release tension from posture and screen use. And then the last one is the collarbone, very gentle strokes to encourage the lymphatic drainage. So it's kind of a good thing to do at the end, is to just kind of push it down and do that lymphatic drainage. And if you think about it, like if you remember the tapping that we did when we did the tapping day, right? There's tapping that happens on the collarbone. So, these things, they know what they're doing, right? They know what they're doing. Yeah. So stop sharing that. Um, yeah. So anyway, I she was like, you need to have lots of facial. I was like, I know. She's like, your circles, your skin is very dry. I was like, I know. I was like, how often should I come? She's like, every week, twice a week. It's like, okay, I can't do that. Yeah. But I won't be able to come back to this place again because I won't be in this city. But yeah, it's been fun. I would definitely I don't have too much interest in exploring the more, like in Korea, there's a lot of really adventurous things you can do with skincare. Like you can, you know, people do all sorts of stuff, but I'm not so interested in that. I'm just more interested in the basics. So that's kind of what I like to try. All right. Bloom says the ladybugs. Happy Friday to me. Yes. Happy Thursday. Almost there. Ladybugs. They're still there. Oh, Bloom says she doesn't have air conditioning, but they do need heaters. Yeah. I don't know. In a way, I feel like that would be maybe more my case too. Like even here, it's like 55 degrees, 60 degrees right now during the day. But at night, I still need to turn on the heater a little bit. So Bloom says, I'm going to be tapping the top of my head a lot now to wake up. Julie Bean says, I tap the top of my head to make sure it's still attached. Still there? Still there? You guys are funny. Bloom says, I love getting a facial. It is so relaxing, and I always feel very happy and in a great mood later. Yeah, I really, I love that it's connected to the massage because I honestly I kind of get a bit impatient with some fake beauty treatments, like even getting my hair done and like going to get what, I find I kind of am like I get impatient. I don't know. I don't like to sit still. So having the massage is helpful for me because it's like just relax and enjoy it. Yeah. But like doing a face mask is hard for me. It's like I like to do it at home because I'm like, what can I do? I do. So something I need to work on, I guess. Yeah, no, that was it. Just wanted to talk about facials and a little bit about the lymphatic system. I thought that was really interesting that I mean, I didn't know that lymph was the fluid and lymph nodes don't have a way to pump. That's why we need to help them to move the fluid is through the breath and through the movement and through the manual massage. So that was something I learned preparing for this. Bloom said, "That's funny. I love to sit and chill. I'm like a sloth if everyone will let me be one." I don't really believe that, Bloom. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. All right. Well, that was it, folks. I should see you when you relax, you relax. I gotcha. I see. That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. Happy evening. I will see you in a little bit. I already have my coffee. Went out and got it early this morning, so I'm ready for your thing when you start. Looking forward to it. And yeah, thanks, Julie Bean, for being here too. Tomorrow is free for all day, so I think I'm going to do another amazing woman, another story time about an amazing woman tomorrow. So yeah, bye. Thank you all.